So what we're going to do here is analyze section 125 of the Gay Science, Nietzsche's GS125. It's called the Madman. The Madman is about the death of God, okay? And so Gay Science 125 introduces this concept, the death of God. It's not simple-minded atheism. Nietzsche does not oppose all religion. In fact, he's even going to argue for some new religions. But Nietzsche does oppose Christianity. He believes that Christianity has to be overcome. We have to get over it. It has to be surpassed. Many other sections in the Gay Science are linked to 125. These include Gay Science 108, right, GS124 and GS343, and other sections in many of Nietzsche's other books. So this interlinkage, right, it's like the World Wide Web. It's like the internet. Sections get linked to each other by their common themes and symbols. Let's get into the analysis of Gay Science 125. So on the left side, I'm going to have Nietzsche's text, and on the right side, the comments. So it says, "Haven't you heard of that madman who in the bright morning lit a lantern and ran around the marketplace crying incessantly, 'I'm looking for God, I'm looking for God'?" Okay, Nietzsche's referring, the madman, he's referring to the ancient Greek philosopher Diogenes, who would run around the marketplace of Athens with a lantern in the morning, crying, "I seek an honest man, I seek an honest man." So let's go further with this analysis. Nietzsche says, since many of those who did not believe in God were standing around together just then, the madman caused great laughter. Now the madman is talking with atheists, not with believers, people who don't believe in God. The marketplace here is filled with atheists. This refers to the economic system of capitalism, right? The marketplace. And these atheists mock God. Has he been lost, they say, asked one. Did he lose his way like a child, asked another. Or is he hiding? Is he afraid of us? Now this mockery parallels the way that Elijah mocked the prophets of Baal in the Bible. And that's seen with the mockery of the prophets of Baal, right? God, the Yahweh, the new Israeli God, is coming in to replace, right, the old pagan Baal. So we're setting the scene. One God is going to be replaced with a new way of being religious. Now Nietzsche then has the madman say, has God gone to sea, emigrated? Thus these atheists in the marketplace shouted and laughed, one interrupting the other. Here there's a reference to sea travel, which is going to come back to us. The madman jumped into their midst and pierced them with his eyes. "Where is God?" he cried. "I'll tell you, we have killed him, you and I. We are all his murderers." So God has been murdered. This, of course, refers in part to the crucifixion of Christ in Christianity, right? Christ dies. Nietzsche continues, but how did we do this? How are we able to drink up the sea? Who gave us the sponge to wipe away the entire horizon? Now the sea is Nietzsche's symbol for the infinite system of possibilities in which we find ourselves, all possible worlds, all possible ways of living our lives. We've taken this sea into ourselves now that it's no longer in God. Right? God used to provide us with all our hopes and dreams for the future. That's gone. But this means that the horizon is gone. Right? We're at sea, the horizon is gone, we're lost. What were we doing when we unchained this earth from its sun? Where is it moving to now? Where are we moving to? Away from all suns? The sun, of course, refers to Plato's form of the good in the divided line in the myth of the cave, right? The good was the source of all morality, and the death of God is the end of the Christian morality, but not of all morality. And this is going to link up with Gay Science 343. Nietzsche has the madman say, "Are we not continually falling and backwards, sidewards, forwards, in all directions? Is there still an up and a down?" Okay, this vertical axis up and down refers to what Nietzsche is going to talk about as the scale of values, the rankings of ethical and political values in moral and social systems. Nietzsche says, aren't we straying as though through an infinite nothing? Isn't empty space breathing at us? Hasn't it got colder? Isn't night and more night coming again and again? Well, this means that we're lost in this infinite sea of future human possibilities. What direction are we moving? Any direction at all? And it refers to Pascal, who looked up into the heavens and said, the eternal silence of these infinite spaces frightens me. So the madman asks now, don't lanterns have to be lit in the morning? We've lost the sun. The sun is gone. It's blotted out. It's gone. We've moved away from it. So now we have to create our own lights, which means our own values. This is not simple humanism. Nietzsche is going to argue for a transhumanist kind of system in which humanity is surpassed. Do we still hear nothing of the noise of the grave diggers who are burying God? Do we still smell nothing of the divine decomposition? Gods too decompose. So what does that mean? Well, the decomposition of God is going to be horrible, right? It's rotting. A whole living system is now dead, right? And you think of dead things, corpses, they stink, they're horrible, they spread disease and corruption, right? The collapse of Christianity is going to be a terrifying thing. And Nietzsche said, right, this disintegration of Christian morality means many great crises are coming, night and more night, Nietzsche said. And this is going to happen in the 20th century with fascism and communism, for example. Nietzsche says, God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. So the earlier reference to Christ is now negated. There is a crucifixion, but there isn't going to be a resurrection. Nietzsche says, how can we console ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? The holiest and mightiest thing that the world has ever possessed has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood from us? With what water will we clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what holy games will we have to invent for ourselves? Is the magnitude of this deed not too great for us? Do we not ourselves have to become gods merely to appear worthy of it? There was never a greater deed, and whoever is born after us will on account of this deed belong to a higher history than all history up to now. Okay, we've got to clean up ourselves. We've got to wipe this blood off ourselves. We're responsible for ourselves. The thing that we have to clean up is our animal irrationality, which we inherited from our evolutionary past. We're human, all too human. We have to move beyond humanity and become like gods. We must change into the superhuman. Here the madman fell silent, Nietzsche says, and looked again at his listeners. They too were silent and looked at him disconcertedly. Finally the madman threw his lantern on the ground so it broke into pieces and went out. I come too early, he then said. My time is not yet. This tremendous event is still on its way, wandering. It has not yet reached the ears of men. Lightning and thunder need time. The light of the stars needs time. Deeds needs time, even after they are done in order to be seen and heard. This deed is still more remote to them than the remotest stars, and yet they have done it themselves. The light has gone out. Night and more night are coming. Humanity is going to have to pass through a terrible period of darkness involving violent storms, lightning, and thunder. But we're out at sea. We're sailing to new shores. And the stars, even though the night is dark now, the stars are soon going to come out, right? The light of the stars is on its way. These are new value systems. Whenever you see a star in Nietzsche's writing, it symbolizes a new morality, a new way of organizing human life. And we're going to navigate by these stars, right? The night sky is not horrible. It's beautiful. They're going to guide us. The sun is gone, but we have the stars.